Hello everyone, this is Sharpedo43 once again, coach of the Sylmar Sylveons, bringing you week 4 of the NGDL. This week we're going to be facing what was supposed to be cfran 84 and the San Francisco GiEnteis, but unfortunately he was unable to battle, so as a result, I'm going to be facing Toronto Pure instead, who is going to stand in for cfran and represent the San Francisco GiEnteis himself. And yeah, let me just say, I don't like battling Toronto Pure at all. He really gives me a headache. I'll just say that much. But yeah, these are the teams. He's going to be using cfran's team, or what cfran drafted. And it's a pretty scary looking team. He has Galvantula with sticky webs. Has that Armaldo, which can be a swift swim user with rain dance and whatnot. He has that Arcanine, which can be defensive and annoying. Or it could be an offensive choice band set, because most of my team doesn't really seem to have the answers for Arcanine, if it's given the right sets, obviously. And since it's a draft league, it's kind of difficult to just simply have a team ready, because you have to prepare for what they can prepare, basically. It's crazy. And he also has a Mismagius, which can be specs. It can run Scarf. It can be a leftover substitute set with Will-O-Wisp and Hex or something. Dragonite can be a standard Dragon Dance set, and that alone is usually just very threatening. What I brought for my team is going to be a Heliolisk. That's modest choice spec, by the way, because I kind of wanted that power, and it seems to outspeed the majority of his team anyways, so especially if that Arcanine is not jolly offensive, basically. Skarmory is a physical wall for stuff like the Mega Mawile. My Milotic is also a physical defense wall for stuff like the Dragonite. I can phase it with Dragon Tail and stuff like that. I have Toxicroak in case he I don't know. Well, actually, I think Toxicroak was just so that in case he tried to abuse Armaldo or something. I don't remember. But Sylveon and Sharpedo, they're just standard sets. Sylveon is choice specs, and Sharpedo is just Sharpedo, basically. But yeah, that's gonna be the teams, and now we're gonna get into the battle, basically. I don't think I should have elaborated on these teams, but honestly, I just kind of felt like doing it, honestly. But anyways, here he's gonna lead off with Galvantula, my opponent, and I'm just gonna lead off with Heliolisk. And what I'm gonna do here is just go for the Volt Switch, just to break the Focus Sash here, because I'm confident that's kind of why he runs on this Galvantula, seeing how he led with it in the first place. I thought he was gonna go for Sticky Webs, honestly, but he actually surprisingly just switches into Arcanine. And here I'm just going to get a free Volt Switch as a result. But yeah, after the Volt Switch, I'm going to go into my Milotic. I want to see if this Arcanine is actually a defensive set or an offensive set. Seeing the leftovers instantly tells me that it's a defensive set. I'd be surprised if he ran offensive with a substitute or something, but he doesn't. In fact, this proves it even further, because he's just going to switch out and go into Mismagius. I just went for Scalding on the off chance he stays in and goes for like Wild Charge or something. Just be able to finish this thing off. Plus, if he switched out, I could have gotten a burn on something that he switches in. And if it's one of those two mons that is Mega Mawile or the Dragonite, that'd be excellent for me. But yeah. Here I'm going to switch out because I'm afraid of either Energy Ball or Thunderbolt from this Mismagius. So I switch into Sylveon here. He's actually going to go for the Trick, which is actually surprising. I was actually not expecting that, honestly, but holy cranberries. And he was actually going to try to lock me in the Choice Scarf with my Milotic, honestly, and that's actually kind of crazy, honestly. Thank goodness I switched into Sylveon, which the only thing it's going to get is lose power, basically, because Mismagius took the Choice Specs away from it. But now it has a Choice Scarf, which kind of allows it to outspeed a few things, I guess. But here I'm just going to go for Shadow Ball, because I wanted to see if he tries to stay in and go for something else. He does not. He actually is locked in the Trick after all, I think. And as a result, I think he's forced to switch anyways. So he sacked Arcanine here. And now he gets a free switch in the Dragonite, which actually was kind of a scary thing. Part of me feels like maybe I should have gone for Hyper Voice there, honestly. Because I think I might have been able to outspeed a defensive Arcanine with a Choice Scarf, honestly. But either way, I hard switch into my Milotic right here. He goes for Dragon Dance, which was what I was afraid of. The one thing I have to hope for is that I can live any attack with this from this thing. And just go for a Dragon Tail to get this thing out of here, because I don't think I'll be able to deal with this guy's team after this thing gets +1. But he's actually going to surprise me with a freaking Electrium Z here, which is the Gigavolt Havoc, which is holy cranberries. That thing was actually really, really scary. Like, I was kind of hoping that wouldn't be the set. I was hoping the Galvantula would be the the Z move user, because it's an electric type, and electric type actually has a lot of answers. It actually answers a lot of my team, so I kind of was afraid that that would be the case, but no, it was actually this Dragonite, and surprisingly I do actually live it. Actually, thankfully I do live it. I was actually hoping I'd be able to live it, and I do. Although, according to Toronto Pure and Fulham, they both said that Dragonite was actually Jolly Nature, and that's why I survived. Which, honestly, I don't even know, honestly. I don't know what to say about that, honestly. I don't know why would you run Jolly Dragonite in the first place, but whatever. I still survived, that's the bottom line. And as a result, I was able to phase that thing, which is actually really, really good for me, honestly. And, here he's just going to send him his mages and finish off my Melodic, which is, I'm fine with that, honestly. I just don't want anything else on my team taking so much damage. Plus, my Melodic's not going to be able to do much anyways to the rest of his team anyway. So here I go into Heliolisk just to revenge KO this Mismagius, or if he switches out, just have something lose, take a lot of damage basically, like this Galvantula, which he now sends in for free. And I didn't want to get Bug Buzzed here, so I just switched into Sylveon, hoping to take a Bug Buzz and not get a Spadef drop, because that would actually suck. He actually surprises me and goes for Sticky Waves though, which I personally wasn't too bothered about at first. So I'm just going to go for the Hyper Voice right here. I was actually expecting a Bug Buzz, but he actually doesn't go for it. So here he's just going to go in the Mawile as I go for the Hyper Voice, which is perfectly fine by me, because if I can get any bit of damage on this Mega Mawile, that'd be really, really nice. And I do go for Hyper Voice here, and I am going to do quite an amount of damage to this Mawile, which is crazy. I didn't think I'd do that much. I thought I was going to do like only a quarter, honestly, but it actually did way over half, so that's actually surprisingly good for it not being choice specs, honestly. So here I'm going to hard switch into Skarmory, because I do not want this thing to just Iron Head me, and if it's Swords Dances, I just gotta phase him out with, oh no, I can't phase him out. What I'm going to do here is just basically go for Defog and get rid of the Sticky Webs. Here he anticipates the switch in the Skarmory and goes for Thunder Punch, and I was like, oh great, it has Thunder Punch. So what I do here is now Roost, and just to lose the flying typing to be able to take these Thunder Punches more better if he tries to go for it again like he does here. And unfortunately it does just about the same amount of damage just due to that freaking crit, which is really, really annoying. Now here I had a huge hunch that he was actually just going to switch out again, so I was like, okay, good, because now what I'm going to do here is go for the Defog. And here what I did now was hard switch back into Sylveon after getting rid of the Sticky Waves. My guess here was, like, I thought here he was going to try to go for the Sticky Webs again, but he actually didn't. He actually just went for the Thunder. So I was like, oh, okay. As I switched in Sylveon, of course. And now here, after this Thunder, he's actually just going to go for the Volt Switch, actually. Which was surprising, because I thought he was going to go straight for the Sticky Webs, but he actually just went for Volt Switch, so I was like, oh, okay. That's fine. And then here I think he goes into the Mawile again. And I just went for Hyper Voice, because I kind of felt like I could just go for Hyper Voice all day. So my Sylveon is actually putting in quite the amount of work, which is actually what I like to see. I like to see my Sylveon put in a lot of work in these battles. It's one of the reasons why I drafted it, because it's pretty cool. And not to mention it's my signature in the team, obviously. But here he's going to go into Armaldo after taking out the Mawile and go for another Hyper Voice. I was anticipating the Stone Edge to come in, but he actually doesn't go for it. He actually goes for knockoff instead, just to knock off the choice specs, which kind of was a misplay in my opinion, just because unless this Armaldo was speed invested, I don't think there was any reason to try to knock off the choice scarf. What he should have done was probably just try to go for the Stone Edge. Maybe he was afraid he'd miss, and he probably figured he could maybe finish things off with Dragonite or something. So maybe that's why he went for knockoff. I don't know. But either way, I take this thing out with another Hyper Voice. And now here he's gonna bring in the Dragonite, which, I think anything KOs the Sylveon at this point, whether it be Earthquake or Wing Attack or something. But he just goes for Iron Head, which sucks. But here I'm going to lose Sylveon, and now here I'm just going to go into Heliolisk, which can outspeed this this Dragonite, thankfully, due to it not being +1 anymore from Dragon Dance. And as a result, I'm just going to go for a Hidden Power Ice, which can definitely not survive because it lost its multi-skill when I phased it with my Melodic. And now here he's going to go to his last Pokemon, which is Galvantula, and what I'm going to do here is just go for damage. If I can take this Bug Buzz, which I didn't think I could, honestly, but I was able to survive, and as a result, I can just go for this Hidden Power, get some damage on this thing. And now, I think here what I do afterwards is just, first of all, take this Thunder, and lose Heliolisk as well, which is unfortunate, because Heliolisk was also doing quite an amount of work, honestly, against this guy's team. And now here, what I'm going to do now is just send in Sharpedo, because I kind of want Sharpedo to do something. I'm going to first protect, and then afterwards Mega Ball, because I do like Mega Sharpedo finishing off matches if he can. So here he goes for Bug Buzz. I wasn't afraid of him having any Z move users, because he already used his Z move user, which was Dragonite. So I was confident that I can just go for protect, because the one thing that was scaring me about using Sharpedo was that he'd carry an Electrium Z on any of his mons. So, but thankfully I already used it, so now I can just safely send in Sharpedo to just get the last KO here for this battle. And that's gonna be the whole game, man. Good game to Toronto Pure, even though I don't like battling that guy a lot. I'll have you guys all know that I don't like battling Toronto Pure. He's my least favorite battler in this entire Pokemon community. But I still have to battle him anyways, because he was in the league, and, you know, it's imperative unless I want to take a loss, which I don't. So, yeah, that's gonna be the match. That's gonna be week 4 of the NGDL. I do take this battle 3-0, and yeah, 3-0, and as a result, we're now standing at 4-0. So, yeah, thank you all for watching this battle, and hope you guys will stay tuned for week 5 when I get to that. So, yeah, catch you guys later, and take it easy.